Hello and welcome to the Yeti Den. Today we're celebrating 1,000 subscribers on the channel, and I have Mo with me who shoots and helps edit. And so today we are going to talk about how we got here, how we feel, where we want to go with the channel, and talk to you, the community. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So I know you saw the notes. Do you remember how many videos we have so far on the channel?
Is this a quiz?
Kind of. Yeah, we'll kind of do it as a quiz.
49?
This is long form video 40. So when we started the channel, we were...
The Roboto makes it look like a 9.
Yeah. Roboto is kind of the official font for most of the scripts. But yeah, so we started focused on long form, and we still are. That's the type of content I love to consume, is long form videos. But we did realize that videos that would get like a couple hundred views, like the documentary series on Bethesda's game engine, I spent a really long time writing that script. It was like a 20-page script or something like that. And then you had the idea to break it up. Because I think my initial idea was it's going to be one massive video. And
I just don't even think our camera batteries would have filmed that whole thing.
Yeah, so you had the brilliant idea to break it up. And it kind of did not perform well on the channel. But I was like, I feel like I know the audience and I feel like they would really like this. And at some point I decided to try shorts and really put some time into that. And that has now become the biggest series by far. Now the long forms are still only a couple hundred views, but the short form versions of that long form content has, I think, contributed in a large part to the growth of this channel. So my goal is, like, as we keep growing, that we're able to get those long form videos to be viewed more. And we learned so much about the audience and what people are talking about and curious about from the shorts. So hopefully you'll see more long form videos that will hopefully start to capture like some of that audience from the shorts. So if you're from the shorts coming into the long form stuff, thank you for watching. And if you've been watching these long form videos all along, also, thank you.
What have you been surprised by with the audience?
Ooh, what have I been surprised by? Well, I knew that Fallout would be a subject that people would be really interested in. I didn't know when I started this channel that Fallout 4 would be the most popular, but it makes sense because it sold the most. That's a game that I kind of joke that, like, everybody seems to hate it, but love to talk about it. And I think that's kind of a little bit of a Starfield thing happening right now as well. And I had made a video kind of detecting that when I finally got to Fallout 4, because the channel kind of started as a varied amount of subjects. And then it quickly became about replaying the Fallout series when I got the Xbox Series X. And, I started with Fallout 3. I did Fallout New Vegas, and I was nervous to play Fallout 4 because I was like, well, I remember loving it, but I really liked Fallout 3. And towards the end of New Vegas, I started to understand the Obsidian method. And I was like, I wonder if I'm going to enjoy Fallout 4. And when I started my playthrough, I was really enjoying it. And then I remembered some of the issues with the game, and then I just wanted to research and figure out what happened, why is it the way it is, and not paint too much with my views, because me as a Bethesda player, my views are always changing and evolving. And I joke too, and I know this is a critique, but with Bethesda games, it really is like kind of, you need 100 hours to even know what's going on. And so for some people, that's like a hard pass. And for others, it's like, you haven't even played 1,000 hours. How can you even talk about it? So,
but you know you're going to be some kind of born, right? In a Bethesda game. You're going to be special, and you're going to be either a Dragonborn or a Starborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would the fall? I don't know. I always joke that I'm just a mom doing chaotic things while my son is somewhere.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's interesting how, the mom, it's kind of like, the mom, and then Fallout 3 is you're looking for your dad. Bethesda has like a family thing going on with the Fallout series where you're either like a son, a daughter, or a mom or a dad. Yeah, but I don't know what their born would be. And I haven't even finished Starfield.
Her son was born.
That's true. You could be the sonborn. Or you could have a sonborn. Or in Fallout 3, you're the sonborn or the daughterborn. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So long tangent, but basically the surprise was that Fallout 4 is such a hot topic. The voice protagonist and the Brotherhood of Steel have been really big topics. And then with Fallout New Vegas, that was another big surprise, that Obsidian versus Bethesda, even though I don't like framing things that way, I try to frame it more from their words because I appreciate both developers. I appreciate the games that they made. Even if I have my critiques, I try not to take that into a personal place. And so there is storylines where they do kind of comment on each other and tweet about each other and reference each other in interviews, and their audiences seem to want to see them duke it out a lot, but then they also really want Fallout New Vegas 2 and all these things.
Yeah, I'm sure between the two of them there's a lot of mutual respect because they're just great at what they do, both of them, and so they're probably like, cool it, you guys, don't make this a thing. It's not a thing. We're both just trying to make good games.
Yeah. So with the shorts, you see a lot of that conversation, which is really, really interesting. And that's partly why I just wanted to pause and celebrate the 1,000 subscribers, because I love seeing channels grow and as an audience member. And I love when creators are able to connect with their community. And that's kind of the idea behind this, is like, let's talk about the channel, take a breather, because it can be very much the type of like thing where you're just go, 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 go. And then you don't realize how much you've grown. So we have 40 videos so far. Thank you, Mo, I think you've shot all of them, right? I don't think I've ever shot a Yeti. Oh, the podcast me and Matt shot by ourselves, which is a wild day. If you ever have time, I think Matt is the only other person on the channel besides you so far. And Jumbi Jumbois, shout out, great guy. There will be more of him. That's the only one you didn't shoot. And then our favorite gaming experiences so far. What when you look back now, you get roped into being a gamer because you're with me. Yes. And when you're not with me, people still think you're a gamer.
Yes, because I appreciate it. I appreciate the craft. I appreciate how much work goes into it. As a child, I grew up watching my brother play a lot of video games. I dabbled in a few myself. One being Insane Aquarium. Shout out to Insane Aquarium. I was addicted to that for a very long time, and I still have it downloaded on my phone. So that's been like, I think it was 7th grade is when I bought the desktop version because we had played it in computer class and I had to have it when I got home. Anyways, tangent. What was your question?
So I think that, and we have ideas on how to incorporate this, but you're a great gamer in the sense that you can learn mechanics if the design is up to your standards. And I think where I am more of a RPG gamer, but I know you really enjoyed Skyrim.
Yeah.
But you get hooked on good game design.
Yes. I love an elegant, simple game design, and one definitely comes to mind from last year, which was Cocoon.
Yeah, you loved Cocoon.
I could Cocoon all day. I need Cocoon again. I need we need the sequel ASAP.
Yeah, and so I am kind of like, is the word like sommelier for like wine?
Sommelier.
Sommelier. So I'm kind of like your sommelier, where I want you to try all these wines, and I like seeing how you react to them. So one of our ideas is to incorporate your channel one day.
Okay.
Work our way up to that.
Yeah.
And do the second Yeti Den channel, which is called the Yetis of the Den. And so right now you're playing through Planet of Lana.
Yes.
Which for you, I know you're not enjoying as much as Cocoon.
Yes, because I played Cocoon, which was, in my opinion, a flawless game. I get hung up with the buttons and having to use so many fingers, but Cocoon was so elegant, and all you needed was your little finger, and your brain was doing the rest. Like there was no like hand-eye coordination that needed to happen. So coming out of Cocoon, I find Planet of Lana beautiful, super fun.
Amazing music.
Amazing music,
is
amazing
insane.
vibe, great puzzles. It's not as elegant as Cocoon. But yeah, I mean, I'm just comparing it to what I think of as a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah. And so the second channel and your channel is where we'll probably put those indie game conversations, because as we've been doing the shorts, we've been realizing that there's a massive audience that is looking to live in the worlds of Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and I think games like BioShock and Dragon's Dogma and Elden Ring. And so those are games that I'm naturally drawn to, that I know I can talk about a lot and dive a lot deep into. But I love watching you play games. So stuff like Cocoon and the other game that of this year.
Yes, was Vampire Survivors. I mean, how many hundreds of hours have we logged into?
I think we're now just officially at probably 100+ hours.
Okay. Yeah, that was... we were addicted to that for a very long time. That was... at the breakfast table, we would trade off the Switch. It was mainly just Vampire Survivors and working and eating. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And previous to that, it was Kingdom.
Yes.
Which you love.
Also.
And you beat basically all that they gave you, except for Kingdom 80s, which we haven't played.
And there was a Kingdom bug. 80s, and I have not conquered the... it's the Plague Crown. No, it's the highest crown on the Plague Island challenge, because if you guys, anyone who has any influence over there, when you reach day 60, it doesn't matter how impenetrable your fortress is, they're gonna get you. And I think it's a bug, because I have lived and breathed that game.
We platinumed it.
Yes, except for that. So, I don't know.
No, we have the platinum. Unless they added more. Is this one for the DLC? The Vikings one?
No, this is just for Plague Island.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's weird that that's not linked to a trophy. But anyways, so those are some of Mo's. Mine have been... I think Quake. I loved Quake. I had never played that before. I really enjoyed Obsidian's game, The Outer Worlds, and the DLC from that. And I've really enjoyed, what else? So many things, but then also a lot of Fallout. Trying to think what besides Fallout I've really enjoyed. Cult of the Lamb was great. Obviously Vampire Survivors. And Dragon's Dogma have been games that I've really had a lot of fun with. So let's now move on to just like recapping some of the stats of the channel. Okay, so the top long form videos that you guys have watched is the voice protagonist of Fallout 4, Nailing the Sound of Horror, which shout out to that video. I think that was my favorite video to make this year, which is a documentary on Quake and Nine Inch Nails. And the premise was just, I wanted to know how they made the soundtrack, and I was looking around on my phone thinking I would find an easy answer, and there wasn't an easy answer. So I researched for like 3 to 4 months. It took a long time, but I'm really glad. I'm happy with the response so far, and I think it'll be one of those videos that'll keep growing. And so I want to do more videos like that. Then it was Starfield, Fallout 4 meets NASA Punk. So that's where I was trying to get a feel for what Starfield was actually going to be like before it came out. And Fallout 4 was kind of like giving me some ideas. And then the DLC of Fallout 3, and then collecting the Fire Emblem series in 2022, and the tech that powered Fallout New Vegas, which is a video in long form that didn't get that many views, but then the short form took off. And then for the shorts, this is kind of where I think the channel is going to go, which is trying to do these like bite-sized subjects in an expanded form. So these are all shorts from the long form stuff. So this is Fallout New Vegas Filled a Void for Bethesda, the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4, revisiting classic DLC Fallout 3, visiting Pittsburgh in Fallout 3, and the one theme that connects the Fallout universe. So yeah, those are some basic stats about the channel. Besides that, like, what have you enjoyed about the channel so far?
I've learned a lot
give us a couple things you've learned.
I mean, put me on the spot here.
Well, when you think of learning, do you think of learning about games, or learning about filming, or learning about editing, or running a channel?
I mean, all of it. Yes. That is the most simplistic answer. But yeah, I've learned where the light goes. I put it there, the same place every time, because we know we like it right there, right? I know that the left side of the camera should be where the green book ends, and then you get some of the curtain behind you, right? I also know all the settings for the camera. I also know that if you shoot during the day, you don't want to have the auto white balance on. Bad idea.
Or the high dynamic range.
Yes. Yikes.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of the stuff that I've learned has been like learning the workflow of YouTube and how to publish consistently, how to write, how to capture the gameplay, how to experience a game in a way that's like enriching for when we're going to talk about it. Like, so much has to go into my brain before I can make a good video. And it's just so impressive how people like Skill Up or Mr. Matty Plays or any of my favorite YouTubers, how like they can play a game and then talk about it in a way that's both entertaining and informative and has a point of view. So I've been just trying to get better about talking about the games that I play and thinking about that timeline and how it all flows together with my real life. So yeah, I think it's been fun. I love the branding of the Yeti Den. That's been a really fun part, is like the color palette, the fonts, and expanding how the brand looks. But yeah, I mean, we'll leave it there. We just wanted to thank you guys for watching. We do have a Patreon. I don't believe we have tiers. We shouldn't have tiers. Maybe there'll be like one tier that's like $1 that just says keep doing what you're doing, or support, or something like that, because we want to build up to managing the Patreon. It's so much of a crucial part of the ecosystem that we need an audience first, and that audience is you guys and everyone who's coming in. So we want to grow the audience enough to where we're hearing from you guys consistently, we're talking, and we're able to actually have that community feel, and then we'll start tailoring the Patreon to the community, as opposed to like creating all these tiers, and then maybe one day someone subscribes to like $25 and we're like, wait, what does that mean? What do we need to do now? So we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and create all these tiers. And then, so yeah, we wanted to grow with you guys and find ways that are meaningful and valuable and consistent for the Patreon. But we do want to throw it out there so you're aware of it, so you can keep an eye. And if you have ideas on what you want to see on the Patreon or in the Discord, then please reach out. But yeah, do you have any other closing thoughts?
I have a burning question.
Yes.
What has been your favorite comment?
Oh, there's a lot of comments about Preston Garvey. I always get his name mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it's Preston Garvey from Fallout 4. And I don't have the comment off the top of my head, but usually when someone brings him up, I start laughing because he's like the definition of AI, and maybe like not so fun AI, because he's a Radiant AI character, which means that Bethesda programmed him to kind of generate stuff for you. Like, think if ChatGPT was just cruising around in Fallout 4, never dying, never really thriving, but always having a settlement that like you need to go check out. And that settlement is procedurally generated and it's never ending. So a lot of players feel like the Minutemen are not the hottest faction because they're not that strong. There's not that many of them. There's always these settlements that are like falling apart. And there's some people who have beautifully utilized this mechanic and done great things with it and made a lot of cool stuff. But it is comedic that he's always just like hitting you up about another.
That's where I would hit next. Next.
Yeah. So I don't know. You guys are way funnier than I am and have left great comments in that subject. And then, yeah, whenever people like, I don't know, there's a lot of good stuff. Maybe for the 1500 or no, 2000, we'll start bringing out some of those tasty comments, or we'll do it in another video, but there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's everything, I think. And thank you for subscribing. Like this video, check out our other videos, leave a comment on what you think we should do or what your favorite video so far has been. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you.